Welcome back to, can you teach me how to crochet? So today we're going to learn how to read patterns. My sister doesn't know how to read patterns. A lot of people see the patterns and they go, ah! So I'll just open. And that's for embroidery. Come on. There we go. I mean, a lot of people can look at this and be like, ooh, picture. But then have no idea what this is saying. This book actually does really well at writing out the kind of stitches that you need. Some are not that well. This is the Complete Encyclopedia of Stitchery. This is kind of an old book. My sister got it for me for Christmas. She found it in a secondhand store. So this book's actually really nice. It does go through, it teaches you a lot about the stitches and gives you a little bit of background on like where some of them came from and runs you through the basics. Sometimes you'll see patterns on your yarn papers. This one came in a yarn paper. This is a knitting pattern, but knitting also has abbreviations in it, and as you can see, it goes through what those abbreviations mean. Also identifies what kind of yarn you might want for this pattern. We're not doing knitting, we're crochet. So I did find a crocheted pattern as well. This is a create an edge as you go pattern, and as you can see, it goes through what all of your abbreviations mean so that you're able to follow through on your pattern and can make, usually they have the picture on the outside, so this is what it would look like were you to use these colors. Obviously you can use whatever colors you want. You don't have to use light sage. You can use purple or blue like the picture, or you can do green if that's your favorite color, or red, or whatever you want. This is a free pattern that I got from the Lobby of Hobbies. Hobby Lobby, sometimes they have free patterns in there, and there is also an abbreviation section in here. We know what a chain is, we know what a double chain is. Double crochet cluster we might have to look up, but that's okay. Double crochet 2 together, we don't know that just yet. 3, hook is your hook, loops are your loops, yeah, repeat and such. Goes through all of those, and so you can make a shawl and scarf or whatever. There are a lot of patterns. You can find a lot of patterns online. This book has walkthroughs on different types of stitches that you can do, but it's also got an abbreviation section. So a lot of times if you don't know what an abbreviation means, you can look it up. Usually there's a spot where they look it up. If there's a special stitch that needs to be done, they'll usually have instructions for that in your pattern. So if you need to do a if you need to work around a stitch for some reason, normally it'll go through and your pattern will teach you how to do that type of stitch. It'll either be at the top of your pattern that you're doing, or it'll sometimes say like, oh, this is at the end, and then you'll see it at the end of your pattern. So that way you can go forth and make all the things. A lot of times I will find my patterns online. I'll go to Ravelry.com, and there's a link in the description for Ravelry. Sometimes you'll go through Etsy and you can find free patterns on Etsy, or even if you go to Google and just type in free crochet patterns, you'll find a lot of patterns there as well. I really like Ravelry because you can identify your level, so you can put in there easy beginner patterns, and maybe you want to make a hat, you can put easy beginner hat patterns, and there will be 5,684 of them that you can go through, and you can just scroll through and decide. And they have a library function. They have like pattern of the month. That's really cool. You can look up how many, like how much money you're willing to spend on a pattern. If you find a cute one and you're like, oh, it's only $3, then you can Get your pattern for $3. There are a couple of them that I have found on Ravelry that I would just like, oh my god, I love this. So then I go forth and I make it. So today for our pattern, I've had it up here for a while, we're gonna make some of these rosy posies. I discovered throughout this week that my rose pattern, I only have it online. That's one that I found through Ravelry. So here's the rosy posy pattern. As you can see, it's quite simple. But we're gonna do it if you don't have a yarn needle. I don't have one with me right now. I didn't grab it. I didn't want to. It's currently being used on a baby blanket right now. So it's in with the blanket that I'm currently making. It's a granny square. We'll do that next week. It's a granny square. We'll do that next, just so we can all learn how to do a granny square. And you don't have to do 50 gazillion. I know there's a lot of on TikTok, like, don't start with granny squares because you have to make a gazillion of them, and it's like, only if you want a blanket. So for our rosy posy, we're going to chain 15. So we already did our knot. If you haven't, you can make one with me. Remember, we're going to take it, wrap it around our finger, twist it over. So we got this little X. Then we're going to, which way is our X going? Oh, it's going that way. Okay. So then we're going to bring our thread behind it, pull it through to wrap it around our other finger, and then pull. Then we got our knot. Twist. Feed our yarn through. Wrap it around our finger. Apparently I'm struggle bussing today. That'll happen. Ta-da! Loop. Onto the hook. We're going to chain 15. 1, 2, 3. Told you, struggle bus. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Excellent. All right, row 1, we're gonna 2 double crochet in the second chain from hook. Okay, find our second chain, so 1, 2, so that'd be right here under our loop. Pull it up. Right. So we're going to do it here. Remember, we're doing double crochet, so we got to go over our hook. I let it fall over our hook. Find our thing again. 1, 2. So we're in this loop. Rip out its guts. Over, through 2. Over our needle, over our hook, through 2. Okay, that's 1. So now we need 1 more. Same loop. In our same chain. 1, 2. All right, so that's one of them. Now for the rest of it, we need to do 3 double crochets in each remaining chain across. So we're going to do 3 in each of these chains. Okay, so for our first one, we got to go over, go into our next loop. It's right next door. Go in there. Pull a loop up. Got our 3 loops. Over and through 2. Over and through 2. Maybe. Yep. Okay, that's one of them. Over through 2. Excuse me, sir. Thank you. Over and through 2. Okay, we got 2 of them. Last one. Over. Get our 3rd loop on there. 1, 2, 3. Over and through. 1, 2. Okay, we got, better check this out. All right. Looking at our loop, we got 1, 2, 3. Oh, good. Okay, now we can yarn over, go next door, do the exact same thing. 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. You're going to notice that, remember how we had our line earlier? Now it's kind of curvy. That's because we're doing more stitches into one loop. Instead of just one to one, we're doing 3 in 1. So it's going to be kind of curvy. That's good, because as you can see in our picture, we're going to be wrapping this up. So we want it to have this curve. We don't want it to be straight. We want it to be curved. If it is straight, that's okay. That's okay. We can still curve it. We can still wrap it up. It'll be fine. It'll still look very nice as a finished project, as a finished product. But for now, we need to keep doing 3 in each of these loops. Okay, so we'll move on to our next one. My yarn, if you can't tell, is kind of old and looks like it's starting to unwind itself. Quite rude, but that's just what happens. Focus. Thank you. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Onward to the next one. Pull our loop up a little bit. Feel free to pause the video if you need extra time. Not everyone is as speedy fast as I am. I've been doing this for a while, so gets kind of speedy after you do it for a bit. One, 2, need one more. Three, 1, 2, 3. Nope. As you can tell, I have been doing granny squares. 2 things in 3s now. 2, 3. Oops. Slipped out. Wait, how many? Okay, I only did 2. Got it. Loose thread get caught on my hook. Okay, that's 2 and 3. As you can see, mine's got a little curlicue going on. If it starts to get in your way, it's okay to just start kind of like wrapping it up just to get it out of there. It can be annoying sometimes when it's in your way. But we still got to keep doing our 3. 3 in each loop. Get out of here. Go away. Two, three. I think we still, yep, we still got 2 left. We can do this. Two, 8, 3. All right, one more. Then we can do our wrap and sew. 1, 2, 3. All right, we did it. Look at our nice little ruffle that we have going on. Or bat wings or whatever's going on here. All right, so we're gonna wrap it up and we have to secure the bottom. So wait a minute, we're at the top of our stitch, right? So if this was, we did our top and bottom, right? So this is our chain that we just did. These are all of our double crochets that we did. We're a little bit higher than being down here, which is where we need to be. So what I would do is I'd do a little chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then just slip stitch that into your chain down here. So this one will have 4. Oopsies, but that's okay because guess where this is going to be? On the inside. All right. So now we're going to tie it off. And we need it to be extra long so that we can sew it together. So for our knot, we're going to pull it through all the way. We're going to find our loop, our new loop, pull it tight over, and then pull it through again. Then we're going to pull it tight, and that's our knot. All right, so now for the sewing bit. All right, so first what we're going to do is we're going to put our tail towards the bottom. So we want it towards our chain stitches, which are down here, not our ruffle. We don't want it on top of our ruffle. We want it below our ruffle. All right, so we'll line it up with our end, and we're gonna roll it up. Now with our ruffle, we'll see our flower start to emerge. And we're going to keep going until we're at the end. Then we wrap it all around and we've got a flower. Now we got to pin that all down in place. Now for those with a yarn needle, you can thread your big old tail. Thread your tail through your yarn needle, and then you can just sew it like normal. You'll want to go through this, make sure you go through the center, and you're going to sew it up. For those of us who don't have a yarn needle, I didn't grab one, we're going to use our hook. So with our hook, we're going to find one of our openings in our stitches down here, and we're going to take it through all the way through. So we want to try to get through the middle. This might be kind of weird, but we have to keep our center where it's at, otherwise it'll fly apart. So if you need to cheat, you can look through, and I can see I did not go through my middle. So I got to back it up and try again to go through the middle. Okay, made it. So now I can thread these through up on top. No, don't come apart. Haha! Did it. Winner. All right. Over your hook, and this is the difficult part. Don't get snagged. Did it. Winner. So if you want, you can just call it quits, knot this up like we just did with our top. You can continue to do that around your flower. Get all of them. I usually do a couple, so I'll knot this. So we all know that. That, still doing well, still pretty together. It's knotted up, which is good. I'm going to do another one. So this one went this way, so now I'm going to go this way. So I'll do it like this because this is mostly easier. Remember, going through, go through our middle, go out the other side, trying to stay close to the bottom, and then over here. Gonna look kind of squished. Good. All right, now the hard part, making it through without getting snagged. We can definitely pull these one petal at a time, just like we did going in. Made it. Do our knot. New loop. Now we got a dangly, which is good. But look, we got our flower, our little rosy posy. If yours came a little bit undone, you can twist it back up so it looks a little nicer. You know, you can manhandle your crochet. It's fine. It's yarn. Sometimes it has to be talked into its shape. You know, just like you have to be talked into doing your homework or doing your chores or paying bills. I know I sometimes have to talk myself into paying bills. I don't like it. Nobody does. So if you've got your leaf, you can put your flower towards the edge of it. You can put it so your leaf's over here and then put another rosy posy over here. I'm going to put mine kind of on it. If you want, you can put it in the middle. And then it looks like you have leaves on either side. Heh. You know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to go for the middle. I'm going to go for the middle. So if we want a rose in the middle. Ooh, I kind of like how this looks. So anyway, if we want a rose in the middle, we can put a hook up about where it comes up. Now I have two strands. I have my first tail and then I have my new tail. See, this broke. Good thing it's just a tail. Ha ha ha. All right. Grab it and then you just pull it through. Pull it through your one loop, and then my other loop is going to be over here, my other tail. I'm going to put it over here with this one. And I'm going to grab it, maybe. Oh, got it. And pull it through. So now I got two tails, and there's a piece of yarn between it. All right, that's where it attaches. And then we just tie a knot. Just a normal little square knot. Yeah, I want just a normal little tie your shoes knot. And then if you want, since your strands are a different color than your leaf, let me cut my extra. Doop. Cut my extra. Since our strands are a little bit show-offy, if we leave them back here, we can definitely take our hook and just thread them back through the other way so they're over here with our flower. And you can always snip them so they're smaller, which is what we're gonna do. At least that's what I'm gonna do. You do what you want, boo. This is your flower. Alright, so this one stays a little hidden, so I think I might just trim that one a little bit, but this one needs to know its place. It's not here. CUT cut from the team. Alright, so we cut that one. And then this one just needs a little trimmy trim. Oops. Alright, guess I'll screw that up. That's okay. And then ta-da! We have made a beautiful flower and leaf. And with Valentine's Day coming up, you can give that to your significant other, your mom. You can put a little safety pin back here if you want. Or if you're really crafty, you can hot glue it to a beret, or a beret, or you can sew it onto a hat. You can do so many different things with this little flower. So cute. Give it to your friend, your mom. I'm sure your mom will love your first ever crocheted project of a little leaf and a rose. But it's up to you, man. It's up to you. Whatever you want to do with that. Anyway, thank you for joining me on this adventure. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I hope you had fun making your first little project. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day. Bye.